icon, legend, they're words that are bandied around, but really I think that this man is one of the most iconic musicians in the world today. He's had a career that's spanned over 40 years. His band, undoubtedly one of the greatest rock bands that ever lived. He is one of the greatest guitarists that's ever lived. So please, massive, massive BIMM cheer, Mr. Brian May. We've got a few questions that I've received from students, and I'll call out a couple here. Do we have Charlie Ralphs? You're particularly interested in the Red Special?
Yeah.
Brian's guitar?
Yeah.
So what was your question specifically about that?
I wanted to know that if your guitar sound was completely unique because it is a unique guitar, or if you had like modified AC30s?
The AC30s are to some extent modified, but really just to make them more robust. The guitar I made myself, and it does have a certain sound, but the strange thing is, I think with most guitar players, the sound comes more from your fingers than anything else. People can pick up a different guitar, and the sound seems to come from the body rather than the instrument. I mean, to a certain extent, you have to have a good instrument, of course, but so much comes from the person. And I think that's why guitar playing is still great, because it really is a voice. Everybody's different, even if we're not that technically proficient. And I am not the world's most technically proficient guitar player. But, I mean, I would say Kurt Cobain is not a very technically proficient guitar player. But what you get from a guitar player who puts his passion into his instrument is something incredibly strong, because it's almost like you feel what he's doing consciously, but you also feel what he's doing unconsciously as well. So the guitar is still something great to express yourself through, I think.
Now, you've got a question, Lawrence, haven't you, about Tie Your Mother Down, which is a very, very famous Queen tune.
Hi, Brian. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Lawrence.
Yeah, for the lyrics, did you have them, or was that Freddie Mercury?
The lyrics to Tie Your Mother Down.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you the truth. I was up a mountain in Tenerife doing my astronomy stuff, and I was playing this riff. It just kind of came. But, I was playing this and I'm enjoying it. As the sun goes down on my mountain in Tenerife, I'm playing this riff and enjoying it. And in my head, I'm going, tie your mother down, tie your mother down. So I went back and we got together in the studio, and I think it was Freddie. I said, look, I have this thing. And I played in the riff. He said, it's great, it's great. And he said, what's the song? I said, well, I only have Tie Your Mother Down, which is obviously ridiculous. And he goes, no, it isn't. So that was it, really. And then I wrote the words in probably 10 minutes, because it was a song about rebellion and not doing what your parents say. So it's the guy who wants to take the girl out, and his mum says he can't, and his dad says he can't, and her dad says he can't. And he's like, tie your mother down. So it was easy to write. I wish I could write them all that easy.
Great. The back catalogue with Queen is an incredible body of work. Over the last however many years, there's been new singers that you've been working with, Paul Rodgers and most recently Adam Lambert. How is that for you to be out playing with Queen, you and Roger? But is it a very different experience to not have Freddie there, or is it a new and exciting thing that's happening to the band? How does it affect you?
All of the above, really. I think. It's very strange. Obviously, still without Freddie. We think about Freddie every day, I think, because he was so much a part of what we built together. A crucial part, obviously. But we weren't looking for another singer. Absolutely not. Until somebody says, "Hey, look at this guy on American Idol. He's your singer. He's so fucking brilliant." And he was, Adam Lambert. And so we got invited over there to do the finals, and he was one of the two finalists. And they did We're the Champions and We Will Rock You, I think. And we went over, Roger and me, and played with him. And it was obvious he was incredible. The other guy was good as well, but it's obvious that Adam kind of was the guy. He's amazing, and he's nice. It's so important to work with people who are nice. People who are not... obsessed with themselves or whatever. He's very generous, he's very modest. He knows what he can do, so he has that attractive confidence.
You've had one of the most unbelievably successful musical careers, and I was wondering if you could go back to before your fame, would there be any sort of words of advice that you'd give yourself?
The most important, this might sound corny, I don't know, but I think the most important thing you've got to have is belief. Because there will be all kinds of things along the way which will be trying to tell you you're no good and it's all worthless. And a lot of them will come from outside. Some of them will come from inside. The demons come from everywhere, you know. So you have to believe, you know. And I think if you are moved to the point where you are dedicating yourself to music, you have to believe that you've been moved for some good reason. And I think that probably applies to all of you here, you know. And there will be times when you think, oh, shit, I am rubbish. And actually, this guy's telling me I'm rubbish and I'm failing here and I can't do this and my technique isn't good enough. And at that moment, you have to sit down and go, okay, do I believe in this or not? And I think the answer should always be yes, because you got there for some reason. You're here for some reason.
It's such a proud moment, you know, when someone like that can say, okay, I'd like to come to you. We spend a lot of time trying to get guests to come in for the students. And when guests request to come in, especially at that level, which is the highest level, then it makes you feel really proud. And for the students to be able to sit and listen to someone like that, it's such a valuable experience. And everybody that was in that room, I think, they knew that they were witnessing something a bit special.